News Channel 5 on your side presents Kaleidoscope, focusing on people who make a difference in Northeast Ohio communities.
Good afternoon, everybody. Glad to have you with me on Kaleidoscope today. Casey Durkin is Director of Children and Family Programs at the Gathering Place. Casey joins me now with cancer survivor Dara Lynn Grubbs. They'll talk about services provided to young adults with cancer. Later on, we'll hear from the author and inspirational speaker, Andrea Diane Campbell. She'll share with us her journey battling cancer and how it has impacted her life. And on the broadcast after that, entrepreneur and author Elena Holloway Carpenter will be with me, and she will talk about the nonprofit organization I Am Enterprise and her work helping children and young adults. Good afternoon, everybody. Good to have you with me today on Kaleidoscope. I'm Leon Bibb, and so we begin. Beginning with Casey Durkin, seated on the left, Director of Children and Family Services at the Gathering Place, and Dara Lynn Grubbs, a young adult cancer survivor. Good to have you both with us. Tell me, let's begin with you, Casey Durkin. Tell me basically what the Gathering Place does here in the greater Cleveland area.
Well, our mission is to really educate and support and empower individuals touched by cancer. So those would be the actual survivors, people who are struggling with the disease and treatment, and on the other side of it, as well as their loved ones and their family.
This impacts the family when a family member is dealing with cancer. So what do you do at the Gathering Place? A thumbnail sketch of what you do to help them.
So we have really a myriad of support programs, education programs, as well as many things that really help an individual de-stress. So that could be art and music, healing arts that would include Reiki and massage and reflexology, gentle movement programs like yoga and Tai Chi. We now have Zumba, and we actually have exercise programs so that when people are diagnosed, many of them are coming earlier so that they can get stronger before they start treatment.
I understand.
And before they go into surgery and things like that.
She's got two locations of the Gathering Place, one in Beechwood, one in Westlake. We'll talk more about that in just a little bit, but we want to bring in Dara Lynn Grubbs into the conversation. You are a cancer survivor, a young woman who had cancer, and you are surviving. How did the Gathering Place help you?
The Gathering Place actually saved my life. Cancer, when people hear the word cancer, they seem to relate it with death. So it was really hard for me to communicate and tell people what I was going through. I thought by not telling them, I was protecting them. So the Gathering Place helped me to communicate what I was going through in a healthy way. I have two small children that I thought I was protecting by dealing with it internally, but it wasn't good for me to deal with internally. You know, the stress on my body with what I was going through. So the Gathering Place, with all of the services, it helped me have a more well-rounded life with my family, at work, and with my children.
How are you doing now?
I'm doing great. My cancer's in remission. Just trying to get my energy levels back, but I'm doing good. And
the Gathering Place helped not only Dara Lynn Grubbs, but helped her family as well deal with this, right?
Right. We've got family programs, programs for children to come with their adult loved ones who are on the cancer journey. We've got something called Kid Shop and Teen Shop, where kids can meet with kids their own ages and have a chance to talk about all of their big feelings and what it's like to have an adult loved one in the family on this cancer journey.
And see that they are not alone, that there are other people in this situation. Is that what happened with your kids?
Yes, so my oldest daughter, she doesn't open up, but she's able to open up now, communicate, and she's actually advocating for other kids that are going through different cancer journeys of their own.
What did you learn there that you did not know?
That I'm stronger than I ever knew I was. I'm just grateful for all of the services. All the services are free, so we benefit from it a lot. I wouldn't be able to afford many of the things that me or my kids got because of the Gathering Place, so I'm very grateful. I just learned that I'm not the only one dealing with this. There's people that are dealing with the same thing, and you don't know, you can't look at someone until they have it.
Casey, tell us, what there are people out here who are perhaps in the same situation as Darrell Lynn. What do they do? How do they contact the gathering place? What's the first step? What happens when they do contact?
Great question. It's really simple. Just pick up the phone and call, walk in the door. A few times a week we have what we call welcoming orientations, where new people might join together for the first time and talk with one of our staff about what all the services are and have a tour. And from there kind of get pointed in the right direction as to what they might like, what they might enjoy best. Because we have so many services so that every person is, everybody needs something different sometimes, and what might speak to one person isn't going to speak to the next.
I've got a phone number on the screen that people can call and get more information, 216-595-9546, or you can go to touchedbycancer.org. We talked about those two locations, one in Beechwood, one in Westlake. Where about in Beechwood and where in Westlake?
Beechwood, it's right on Commerce Park, so it's very easy to get to from 271 or from all the local freeways, and same with Westlake. We're immediately off the freeway, so they're very conveniently located.
And you have a big footprint for as far as people from where they come from, big handprint. People come from all over.
It is absolutely amazing. I mean, we serve, I think to date, over our 16 years, we've served an inordinate amount of people, getting close to, I think we're a little under 300,000 people who've walked through our doors.
Lifestyle change for you, hasn't it? In our final 10 seconds or so, it changed your life.
Yes, it has changed my life. I'm more conscious of my doctor's appointments and making sure that I'm advocating for other people. You don't know what people are going through. So just make sure that I take an extra step to be more sensitive.
Thank you for telling us your story.
You're welcome.
And you too, Casey. Thank you for being with us.
Thanks for having us.
The name of the place is The Gathering Place. It is 216-595-9546. More information on everything we're talking about. I have been there. Cancer has struck my family, and I've had to deal with some of the issues there, and we're doing okay.
Good.
Yeah.
Thank you, Leon.
Some of my family members have been there. We'll take a break. I'll be right back in just a moment after this. Welcome back to more of Kaleidoscope. I'm Leon Bibb. Good to have you with us as always. Inspirational speaker, transformational coach, and author Andrea Dion Campbell joins us. She's talking about her journey battling cancer and has helped her find a new purpose in life. So she's documented her experience in the new book, The Beautiful Journey, and Andrea is here to tell us all about that. Hey, Andrea.
Good morning.
I hope you're doing okay.
I am doing well, thank you.
Yeah. You wrote a book called The Beautiful Journey.
Yes.
Which came out of your battling cancer. Why did you name it The Beautiful Journey?
So The Beautiful Journey, as I was writing my book, I was trying to find a title that would encompass everything that I wanted the reader to get out of the book. One day I was talking to one of my mentors, Dr. Bertice Berry, and she said, as I listen to you talk about your cancer experience, I hear how pain has led you to become incredibly beautiful. And I was like, okay. And then she said, and I think you should call your book The Beautiful Journey. And when she said that, I said, beautiful, like there's nothing beautiful about cancer. I mean, it's a yucky, horrible, ugly disease. But what I realized is that my transformation that resulted from my cancer experience was indeed beautiful. So hence The Beautiful Journey.
You grew up in Cleveland, didn't you?
I did.
How are you doing now?
I'm doing pretty good. Yes.
Tell me about, what do you tell people in The Beautiful Journey? It says on the cover, finding purpose through cancer.
Yes.
Did you find purpose?
I did, yes. My purpose, well, let me say this. First of all, when I wrote the book and when I was trying to decide what message I wanted people to get out of it, I would be remiss if I didn't tell people to first pay attention to your body. You know your body better than anyone else does. So listen to it. I was experiencing pain, and so I did what a lot of people did. I went on the internet, I Googled pain in breasts, and what I came up with was not breast cancer. So I would definitely make sure I tell people, don't just rely on the internet. You can use it for some guidance, but make sure you go see a medical professional. But the main message that I wanted people to get out of this story is life is about how you see it. It's all about perspective. When, how many of us go through life and then all of a sudden it becomes interrupted in a big way. You didn't see it coming. It could be a cancer diagnosis. It could be something else that's life-altering. But what I want people to know is that everything that happens to you is happening for you. It's not is for a reason. So when you go through whatever you go through, it's an opportunity for you to learn something. And once you learn it, you can go back and share it with others and help them along the way in their own journey.
Somebody told me life is what happens while you're out making other plans. You're making plans, but all of a sudden, boom,
Yes.
here's the real
Yes.
thing. It
Yes.
comes along. That's what happened in your life.
Yes. Basically, I mean, I was going through life, enjoying the life that I had, and then all of a sudden I had this cancer diagnosis, which caused me to pause.
And so you wrote about it.
I
You write
did.
about it in the
I did.
in the book. I want to on page 1 right here. You quote Matthew, the book of Matthew in the Bible, Matthew 6, 34th chapter. Therefore, do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself.
Yes.
Each day has enough trouble of its own. Why did you put that at the very beginning of my story?
Well, because, I mean, we can't, I mean, when I went through this cancer experience, I couldn't change the fact that I had cancer. It was no need for me to worry about that. What I needed to focus on is what is going to happen in the long run. What blessing can I get out of this? When I was going through, I received a card from someone, and a segment of a stanza in the card, it said, in all the confusion, there's a blessing to be found. And I knew that there was a blessing for me to get out of this. I didn't know what it was. I had to go through the experience and beyond before I realized what the blessing is. And that blessing is what led me to my purpose, which I believe is to open hearts, blossom compassion, and inspire others to live their best life on purpose. I truly believe that we all are able and should live a life that we desire, deserve, and one that we love.
Now, in our final 2 minutes, you have become a motivational speaker.
Yes.
I can hear it in your voice
Yes,
right now.
yes.
You've become a motivational speaker. That came as a result of your journey through this beautiful journey, which involved cancer.
Correct.
You found yourself
I did. I did.
through cancer.
Yeah, and it's amazing because I couldn't see it while I was going through it. I had to get out of it and realize that, you know, there is something beautiful to come out of this. And so when I was going through it, I found that my book is based on blogs. So when I went through my journey, I was blogging because I was tired of having conversations with people about cancer, because I knew I was more than cancer. But when I was blogging, I realized besides just educating people and informing them of my progress, I was able to inspire people as well, just through my journey. And so that led me to have opportunities to speak to others, to encourage others, to inspire others. I hope my book, at least what I want my book to do, is to strengthen people who are weak, to give hope to those who may feel hopeless, and to inspire others. And so that's what I talk about.
You even have it here, like October the 27th in 2009, 5:59 in the afternoon.
Yes.
19 days since my diagnosis. You tell what you're feeling. You
Yes.
tell where you're going.
All my raw, honest emotions are in that book.
Where can we find the book?
The book you can find on my website, AndreaDCampbell.com, or you can get it on Amazon.com as well.
Andrea D. Campbell, I think we got that at the bottom of the screen, .com.
Yes.
.com. And you can also go to 855-765-0500, more information on everything
Correct,
we're talking
yes.
about. Andrea Dion Campbell,
Yes.
good to see you.
Good to see you as well. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
It has been a beautiful journey for you. I hope today is part of that journey.
Yes, it is.
Okay,
Thank
good,
you.
Good to see you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Stick
Okay,
with me for a while. Stick with me. Don't leave yet. I'll take a break in just a moment. We'll be right back.
This is so awesome.
Good to have you with me again. I'm Leon Bibb on Kaleidoscope. Elena Holloway Carpenter is an entrepreneur, motivational speaker, and the author of the book Behind Church Doors. She's also the founder of I Am Enterprise, which is a nonprofit organization aimed at empowering and inspiring young people. Elena joins me now to share her story. Hi, Elena.
Hi there.
How are you doing?
I'm well. Thank you for having me.
My pleasure. Tell me about I Am Enterprise. Well, what is I Am Enterprise?
So I Am Enterprise is a house name for several businesses that I have. I'm a hairstylist by trade, so I have the salon. I have a nonprofit organization or a boot camp called I Am Fashion, where I use fashion as a draw to grab young people, and then I empower them with 6 principles. I am confident, I am poised, I am polished, I am integrity, I am resilient, and I am a leader. And so then I also have my book, and it's under I Am Elena. So I had all these small businesses, and so I needed something to house all the businesses underneath, and so I Am Enterprise came about underneath that.
I Am Enterprise.
Yes.
You tell the young people people, you've got these 6 principles you go
Yes.
through. If they adhere to those 6 principles, what do you tell them will happen?
That they can begin to enjoy the life that they want, that they can accomplish anything that they set their minds to, that there's nothing impossible, but there's certain things that they have to do in order to be able to get that. There's steps that they have to take. And so I use these principles with my own children, and they have been extremely successful in their own rights with it.
So how do young people get in connection with you? How do they get to the seat of this power, get in touch with you, and you put them in touch with these 6 principles, which can be powerful?
Absolutely. I have, my website is IamEnterprise.org, and so every year, twice a year, we do I Am Fashion. So we're getting ready for 2017, and so we'll have all the information via website. Last year when we did it, we were able to empower over 200 children. We had a waiting list, and we had some really, really great testimonies behind it. So we're really excited about 2017.
Yeah. I'm intrigued by your book, which you brought along also. We're going to talk a little bit about that. Behind Church Doors. Why'd you name it Behind Church Doors? And you talk about the hurt, overcoming church hurt. Can churches hurt you?
Yes. Actually, I named the book Behind Church Doors, Overcoming Church Hurt, because I talk about my story. I wrote the book to tell my truth of what I endured, and not only what we endured, but how we survived and how we came out, and not only just came out, but came out better. Not bitter, but better. A level of forgiveness that only God could give. And we've been able to move forward and move past it. That is how I Am Enterprise and all the mentoring programs, you know, came about. Is through my pain, through what I endured, and so being able to give back to other people.
You were hurt behind church doors.
Yes, sir. My family was almost destroyed in church. We were in ministry for a very long time, over 25 years actually. I've been in ministry. And to make a long story short, in the book, I'm not pointing fingers. We take responsibility for some of the things that we allow, because people can only do to you what you allow them to do to you. And so a part of our church hurt my husband and I at the time when we began to go into ministry. We were doing mentoring back in 1994 because that's what we believed God had called us to do. We had a different spin on ministry, and the leader that we were underneath did not understand us using basketball as a draw. We were in all the school systems here, in all the Cleveland public school systems, and he said, you guys haven't, people don't get saved with basketball. You've been called to pastor. And that's where the hurt began to go, because we allowed a man to name us. And I talk about in the book how when David was getting ready to fight Goliath, and Saul told him, okay, let's get you put on my clothes. Let me put my armor on you. And so, as we know in the book, Saul gave David his armor, and he couldn't walk in it. He couldn't see, and David took off all of Saul's armor, and he defeated Goliath in his own authentic self. And that's what we didn't do. We never took off the armor of the leader.
You wanted to use basketball to get the young people into the doors of the church.
In 1994.
While we're playing okay, now that we played some basketball, now we're going to listen to the word.
And make good
choices. So you use them to get it in there.
Yes.
It all works together.
Yes. Yes. We actually use it, and then also we did a one way to play drug-free. And so it was also helping the inner city youth, you know, not use drugs or alcohol, which unfortunately became the turnaround in my own personal life with my husband, because his attitude was, if this is church, I'm better off in the street, and got addicted to crack cocaine.
So what do you want people to get when they go through your book, Behind Church Doors?
Several things. I want them to understand that I think that sometimes we as members of ministries or in church, we begin to make the pastor or the man the God. And I think that was never, I know that was never a place that God intended. God is always God. And to turn their eyes back on God, and although man may fail you, God won't. That they are human just like we are. They make mistakes like we do. And so when you put your trust in flesh, when you put your trust in man, then that's where the problem comes in. And so Absolutely. That's what I would love for the readers to get.
Okay. And where can we find the book, Behind Church Doors?
You can go to my website, IamEnterprise.org, or you can go to Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com. It's ebook, it's Kindle, so you can get it in several places.
And the young people can align themselves with you in the I Am Enterprise motivational thing that we were talking about at the top of this interview.
Absolutely.
By calling 216-816-1426.
Yes.
Got the number on the screen, or going to IamEnterprise.org. More information on everything we're talking about. Elena Holloway Carpenter, founder of I Am Enterprise and author of Behind Church Doors. Be well. Many thanks for being on the broadcast.
Thank you so much again for having me.
It is my pleasure to have you here. Very inspirational woman. Very inspirational story. Thank you. Marsha Mock of the Urban League joins me after we do this first. Here now is Marsha Mockabee of the Urban League of Greater Cleveland with a commentary. Always something on your mind. I'll bet today
Absolutely.
The same thing.
Absolutely. So, you know, here lately, I've been sharing with a lot of individuals about thinking and staying focused on blessings and staying focused on the positive. Yeah. And just this morning, I had a situation. My computer crashed this morning as I was doing some very important work. And so for a moment, I had a panic moment. And then, you know, I started thinking, well, you know what? I have some workarounds. There are some folks that can help me at the office. I can ask somebody to do this, and I can ask somebody to do that, and we can call our technician in. Okay? And what it just reminded me is that it really pays to not get stuck when you're in the middle of a challenge, and to not focus the energy on the challenge. The sooner you start moving towards solution and start believing that this does not stop me from what I want to do, the sooner you can come out of that situation.
We could widen that thought. That could be a worldwide or a national thought, or a citywide or countywide thought, statewide thought.
Absolutely.
Same principles apply right there.
Absolutely. And if that's who you are and how you operate, you can apply that to any kind of a problem or a situation that you encounter. And so, you know, I was just grateful that I had that tool this morning, and we're moving past, and I'm sure that by Monday I'll be back in business again.
That calmed you down? That settled you in?
It did.
And I bet you can get the compuper up and running again.
I don't know if that one will, but some computer will be working for me by Monday. I bet on that.
Well, you found a solution to your problem.
Absolutely.
Well, we can all learn from that.
Sure.
You always help us.
Well,
many thanks, Marsha.
Thank you, Leon.
And many thanks to you, too.
Thank you.
Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
This has been a presentation of News Channel 5's Kaleidoscope, a weekly public affairs program brought to you in partnership with the Urban League of Greater Cleveland.